Hello, welcome to my first YouTube Q&A. I basically realised that a few videos in, I haven't really introduced myself properly on this channel. So I thought I would film a Q&A. I asked some of you to put in your questions on my Instagram story. Before I start answering any of your questions, I thought I would introduce myself. As the name of the channel suggests, my name is Matthew Lin. I was born and raised in Hong Kong, so that's my ethnicity. I was born and raised there. I think I was around 15 when I came over, went to school here, went to university here, and now I'm working here as well. I'm working a 9 to 5 in London. Oh, here's another thing. I am a natural bodybuilder. As of right now, I am a non-competitive natural bodybuilder, but I am trying to change that, and I will do my first competition next year, in which case I guess I can say in confidence that I will be a competitive natural bodybuilder. First question, how long have you been training for? I've been training for about 5 years now. The first year, it was very inconsistent. It was about 8 weeks on, 8 weeks off kind of thing. Basically, I'd go only during holidays and then not really go during term time, etc. And then second year was when I started thinking, you know what, I'm going to give this thing a go, give my all and see how it turns out. So my second year of lifting is when I started going to the gym consistently. After that, I liked what I saw. I liked the results that was coming. So I just kind of kept going and never looked back. What's my goal in training? I think my goal has kind of evolved over the years. My first ever goal was just to look better in a t-shirt. I think that's with the case of most people. You start going to the gym because you're not completely happy with how you look in clothes or without clothes. And then that kind of changed to getting stronger. So I cared more about my lifts. Getting stronger gave me a sense of accomplishment, something that I was proud of whenever I hit a personal best. And then it evolved into, for some context, I played a little bit of rugby when I was in school, but I was never really good at it because I was really skinny. I was like 60s, like low 60s. Back then I was probably like 5'9", I would say. Yeah, I was pretty skinny, but I liked rugby. I just absolutely awful at it. So then I knew I wanted to play rugby before I finished uni because I like the game. I know that after uni, it'll be quite hard to get people together to play like a game of rugby. It's not really like, say, a five-a-side football match. So I started going to the gym to get as big as possible such that I wouldn't be the skinny guy on the rugby pitch. So I played rugby again, just for college for fun. Still was absolutely awful at it. The size didn't add much, but at least I wasn't getting easily thrown around, so that was a good thing. So then after that, then it evolved into getting stronger at specific movements, specifically the squat, bench and deadlift, a bit more powerlifting style. And then after that, when I got a job, basically I came to a realization where it is quite hard with the job to excel in both powerlifting and bodybuilding. So I basically decided, you know what, to be sustainable in the long term, for me, let me pick one. And I picked, I guess, aesthetics over strength. You might call it vain, but yeah, I decided to focus on how I looked as opposed to how heavy I can lift. After focusing on bodybuilding, it's evolved into, you know what, I want to step on stage, I want to compete. Very long-winded answer. Hello. It is currently nighttime, so I've drawn the blinds. The reason for that being my camera died. I ran out of battery. So I may not have lost a lot of footage, but we move.
I am fucking fuming! Mega fucking fuming!
Let's continue with the video. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no? No. Pineapple does not belong on pizza. As a matter of fact, I don't like pineapples at all. I think they are literally the worst fruit. They most definitely do not belong on a pizza. They definitely don't belong anywhere near my mouth either. You got a good lat spread. Can you show us your glute spread? No. I can show you my lat spread, but I can't show you my glute spread. If you really want to see my glute spread, then you can maybe come to my bodybuilding show in person next year, although show dates aren't out yet, so I don't actually know when that's happening. Wait, hold on. Glute spread, do you mean wait, no, glute spread, that means spreading your glutes, like spreading your bum cheeks.
Hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
No, we don't do that on the bodybuilding stage. No, God, no, you can't do that, no. Wait, does that mean that you're showing your bum hole? Well, no, no, you're never gonna get that in any situation, no. What's your weight in kilograms? This morning, I clocked in at 85.9. I've been hovering around the high 85s now for a few days. I would say I'm still fairly lean. not really lean. If I really had to put a number on it, I'd say like 15% body fat maybe. I'm not a very good judge of my own physique. I think when it comes to my own physique, I have kind of a distorted view on myself. What's my workout split? How often do I go to the gym? At the moment, I go 5 times a week, and the split is legs, pull, push, rest day, posterior chain, push day, rest day. I think it's important to keep in mind that I am training for a bodybuilding show. And bodybuilding is all about proportions and aesthetics. There is a certain aesthetic and proportions that you are trying to go for, depending on what class you're competing in. So because of that, my split is customized to me and me only. I have weak points that I need to work on, and that specific plan is customized such that I can work on the weak points, and most importantly, I can grow my weak points relative to my stronger points, which so basically playing catch up with my weaker body parts. If you're asking about my workout split, just like in general, then I can say I've tried quite a lot of splits. You know, I've tried the bro splits, I've tried the full body splits, I've tried push-pull legs. And actually the thing that worked the best for me was a hybrid between push-pull legs and Arnold split. So what that would entail is legs, chest and back, shoulder and arms, rest day, legs, push, pull, rest day. If you counted, that's kind of an 8-day cycle. If you really wanted to fit in within 7 days, then I would just kind of readjust the volume. But I think having at least 1 day for shoulder and arms is very good, because if you think about it in a push-pull leg split, you're really only going to train your arms at the end of the workout. So over time, become a lagging body part. Advice for beginners. This is quite a general question, so I'm not really sure what specific advice you're looking for. I think one thing I would say is don't get too focused on the micro details of your progress. So what I mean by that is progress isn't always going to be linear. Sometimes progress might slow down slightly or even go up and down and up and down.
I'm moving up and down, side to side like a roller coaster.
But I think as a beginner, and even like at whatever stage of lifting, focus on your long-term progress. When you take a longer term view, are you consistently making like a upward trend over a longer period of time? And as long as you're exhibiting an upwards trend overall, that's the main thing. That means you're making progress. Don't get too bogged down on the micro details in terms of progress if you have like a blip, because sometimes if you do that, it can be quite discouraging. Biggest mistake I've made. I think there's a few that comes to mind. One of them being, I regret not starting earlier. When I scroll through social media nowadays, I see a lot of like teenagers where like they're absolutely jacked or absolutely ripped or both. And I do think to myself like, oh, if I started 3 or 4 years earlier, where would I be now? I'd have so many more years under my belt and I'd be so much further along in my lifting journey at this point in my life. But I think, you can't really think like that. You didn't start earlier, so it's unhealthy to think that. And it's, the best thing you can do is, start now, or whenever you've started, just do what you can now, considering you've started. At least you've started, right? What
do you need a second?
At least you've started, and you're not, it could be worse. You could just have not started it at all. Another mistake I've made is not making the most out of my newbie game phase. So within like my first couple of years of lifting, as I said earlier on in the video, I was, training 8 weeks on, 8 weeks off for the first year of my lifting. In the second year, although I started going consistently, I never really had someone to guide me through the proper methods of training. And at the same time, I didn't do my own research on it. I just thought that as long as you keep going to the gym, you'll be fine. And you will make progress, but you're not going to maximize your progress. And the first couple years of lifting is probably the most important bit, because the newbie gain phase is real. You do make newbie gains at the start where your progress is significantly quicker, and then it'll slow down as you have more years under your belt. And because of that exact reason, I think one of the biggest mistakes I've made is not taking the time to research the proper training methods, because what that meant was I wasn't making all the newbie gains I could have made. What keeps me motivated? First of all, I want to say that motivation is kind of overrated in a way. I'm not saying that it's not important, but motivation can run out. What is always going to be there is discipline. So I think discipline is more important. Saying that, you have to be motivated sometimes, or else it's just not going to work. How do I stay motivated? You have to consider what is a gym to you. For me, I have a very strong sense of belonging. I fit in with the gym crowd. I think everyone does, to be honest. As long as you go to the gym, you fit in with the gym crowd. And I think the gym community is actually one of the most welcoming communities I've experienced. Of course, this is excluding all the toxicity on social media. social media, I guess, can get quite toxic nowadays. But yeah, in terms of like real life, face to face in the gym community, that interaction, those people are one of the most welcoming groups of people from my experience. And I guess it boils down to like, everyone in there is like-minded. Most of the people that are in there probably at one point or another in their lives were not entirely happy with, you know, how they looked or their mental health or whatnot, and they've found a gym as a way to kind of improve themselves. Whatever point in their lifting journey, they're either going through the same thing or they've been where you've been. Because of that, there's a kind of mutual understanding between everyone. I've been lucky enough to make a lot of friends in the gym, from the gym, and that has kind of really helped in terms of like sense of belonging. Every time now that I go to the gym, I know that I'll see my friends. That keeps me motivated. Another thing is, in terms of motivation, the gym is something where you can make constant self-improvement. And at the same time, you know that every single bit of effort you put in, you and only you reap the benefits from it. And I think that kind of idea is very motivating in general. Favorite bodybuilder? First of all, let me say this. Classic Physique is my favorite. Within Classic Physique, this might annoy some people, but the first one I'm going to say is Chris Bumstead. He is very aesthetic, very good genetics, but yeah, the aesthetics are crazy, so I have to pick him as one of my favorites. Another one would be Branch, who is from China. The reason is because he is the pinnacle of Asian bodybuilding, I think. We've got the same ethnicity, so he's very symmetrical. He's got a very nice flow to his physique as well. His legs are just insane if you've seen him. The third bodybuilder that I really like in Classic Physique is Terence Ruffin. Specifically because of his posing. I think his posing is so majestic. It flows so well. He's so good at posing. The fourth one is Wesley Vizes, or Wesley Vizes. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. He reminds me of the golden era of bodybuilding. His physique reminds me of Arnold. Favorite cheat meal? The food that I like to eat naturally have good macros anyway, so I think my cheat meals aren't really that bad of cheat meals. My favorite cuisine to eat is Japanese. Out of all of them, my favorite is sushi and sashimi. You know, as you can probably imagine, the macros are really good for those, for sushi and sashimi. That's probably my favorite cheat meal. Another one would be steak, which is just pure protein, so that's great as well. And rice. I actually prefer steak and rice to steak and chips, just because I grew up eating rice. And steak and rice, the macros are great as well. So, I mean, those are my two favorite cheat meals. And even so, as macros go, they're not bad at all. To be fair, if I had to eat one thing for the rest of my life, it would definitely be like sushi and sashimi. How to meal prep when I'm not a good cook? To be fair, I think there are a lot of things you can make for your meal prep, even though if you're not a good cook. I mean, I make chicken, rice, and broccoli now, and it's really easy to make. The chicken has literally 2 ingredients. Let me get it for you, actually. So, first of all, I cut up my chicken, cut them into like strips, whatever size you'd like. And then I have these 2 ingredients. I don't know if it's focusing, but it's minced garlic. Chuck it in a pan, mix it in with some chicken marinade as well, some Asian chicken marinade. Mix these 2 with the chicken and fry it. That's literally it. Honestly, best chicken you'll ever have. And then rice in a pot, water, rice cooker, it'll cook itself. Broccoli, boil it, fry it, however you want. Next question. Would I do online coaching? To be honest, I want to. Time is the issue at the moment because basically I can't take on that many people because I'm working, I'm creating content, and I myself am working towards a bodybuilding show. So if I take on too many people, then what would happen effectively is I can't give them as much attention as I would like to give them. But yeah. I think I would very much like to do online coaching. I like helping people, which was one of the main reasons why I started my Instagram fitness page. Yeah, I would do that. Ooh, what's in my gym bag? Let me show you. Okay, so in my gym bag, one of the first things I have is a resistance band. Use it to warm up my rotator cuff and shoulders. It is very useful. I bring it every single time. Second thing, straps, lifting straps. They're very worn out. Also, I only have one at the moment because I lost the other one in the gym. I can't really find it, so I'll have to get another pair. Thirdly, wraps for the wrists. So that's also in my gym bag. I like them. I like to wear them for my pushing movements. Just helps stabilize my wrist that much more. And then I've got some oversized shirts and shorts for when I'm in the office. I last used it when I was in the office. Some socks as well. What else? Oh, these cuffs. I really like them for lateral raises, so I bring them with me and cuffed it. Oh, I use them for chest flies as well, so that's really good. And then I also have sleeves, knee sleeves for leg day. Put them on my knees, keeps them warm, keeps the bottle going. Oh, luckily I didn't buy it. Found my other strap. It fell on the floor when I got my knee sleeves out. Oh, and another thing that I use, lifting belt. Boom. So, bird's eye view. This is all the things I bring to a gym, and that is my gym bag. Obviously, you have the water as well, but yeah, that's what's in my gym bag. And I think I would probably end the Q&A here. I hope I've answered most of your questions. Let me know if you want me to do another one at some point in the future. I probably won't do another one soon. But if you did like it, yeah, let me know, and I'll consider doing another one at some point in the future. That's all for this week, and I hope you all have a good week ahead. Bye.